Hello, I'm Mike Gallagher, County Manager of Lee County, New Mexico, and today I would like to discuss with you the County Commission meeting that was held on Thursday, December the 14th. This meeting was the last County Commission board meeting for the 2017 calendar year, and I think we ended the year with a variety of good action items and some great discussion items. The Commission meeting started off with two action items from the Fair Board. The first item had to do with the time in which we will charge at the gate during the 2018 Fair and Rodeo. Historically, gate admission would start at 1 p.m. For the 2018 Fair and Rodeo, admission will begin at 5 p.m. Admission will be charged from 5 p.m. until 11 p.m. So we're shifting, the Fair Board is shifting the times that the admission will be charged at the 2018 Fair and Rodeo. Second item had to do with Appreciation Day on Wednesday, August 8th in 2018. Traditionally, the county has offered, well actually in last fiscal year, in 2017, the county we had free admission for Wednesday night. It's a Faith and Family and Appreciation Day. That will continue in 2018. So Wednesday night, August the 8th, 2018, during the 83rd Annual Fair and Rodeo, we'll have a free general admission on that day. The Lee County Sheriff's Office, we in the County Commission approved the retirement of one of the service dogs, one of our officers, canine officers, Officer Pito. He's been with the Sheriff's Department now, and he's about 7 years of age, and it was time for him to retire. And during the Commission meeting today, we recognized Canine Officer Pito for his years of service on the Sheriff's Department. He's a Dutch Shepherd who's done a lot of great work for the citizens of Lee County. The county, moving forward, consistent with a past resolution that the Commission approved at the Commission meeting in November, the Commission today approved a resolution that would allow for an agreement to take place between the City of Lovington and Lee County. This agreement is an agreement that would approve the development and construction of a Veterans Memorial in downtown Lovington. Earlier this week, on Monday night, the City of Lovington approved a similar resolution, so they've approved the agreement, and today the County Commission approved the agreement as well. There's a few highlights in the agreement. The first one is that the project, the cost will be split between the city and the county, though before we move into the development phase and the construction phase of the project, both the city and the county will have to agree on the total project cost. The City of Lovington will act as the lead entity for the project, though they will seek input from the Lee County Veterans Memorial Committee. And the Lee County Veterans Memorial Committee and representatives of Lee County will provide input in the project, with the final design having to be approved by the Lovington City Commission and the Lee County Board of Commissioners as well. The agreement calls for that both the City of Lovington and the county will jointly apply for state and federal funding, as well as seek private donations to make the project happen. The City of Lovington, once completed, the City of Lovington will assume ownership of the Veterans Memorial Park, and the City of Lovington would also be responsible for the maintenance of the park. The city and the county, we're giving ourselves 5 years to complete this project, and the 5-year time period will be divided into 4 phases. Phase 1 is planning and professional services. Second phase would be property acquisition and all associated studies and surveys and clearances that would need to be obtained. Phase 3 would be design of the project, and then the final phase would be, phase 4 would be construction. The maximum costs associated with phase 2, 3, and 4 will be agreed upon by both entities prior to those phases beginning. So there was a lot of hard work went into this agreement. Both from the Veterans Memorial Committee. They had selected the City of Lovington as the preferred location for a memorial. And this agreement is consistent with the past resolution that the commission approved, and that resolution said that the county will enter into agreements with municipalities in Lee County if each municipality wants to do an agreement to either improve or expand or create a new Veterans Memorial in each municipality. So the first one that we're working on is with the city of Lovington. For the past couple years, the county every year submits a submittal to the Government Finance Officers Association. This is what's called our GFOA budget. It's about 349 pages. And what this does is that this book tells the story of Lee County. So in July 27, 2017, the County Commission approved the line item budget. That's the budget that is sent to the state of New Mexico for their approval. And then beyond that, the county staff and the elected officials and the department heads, we work on a budget that really tells the story as to why the county has certain items budgeted. Why are we doing certain activities? On page 24 of the document, I provide to the commissioners a budget transmittal letter, and it's really a budget message. And what's important about this document is that it shows the members of the public how the county implements our 5-year strategic plan. And last year, the county adopted a 5-year strategic plan, and the budget is really the document that implements those goals and strategies that are in the strategic plan. In addition to the strategic plan, the county has what's called a 5-year ICIP. That's the Infrastructure Capital Improvement Plan. And that is a plan that shows what capital projects or what infrastructure projects the county will be working on for a 5-year time period. Projects included in the ICIP have been remodel of the historic courthouse, construction of the new judicial complex, various roads throughout the county. So the ICIP, that is a planning document that tells us what projects will be complete, when will they start and how much they'll cost, and which projects we'll be doing over the next 5 years. The strategic plan is the document that outlines the goals of the county that the county commission approves. And then the budget is really, like I said, the document that implements it. A few budget highlights: the total proposed budget for the county, and that includes all county funds, is about $147 million. The total general fund budget is just over $28 million. Our capital improvement budget, this would include projects such as construction of the new judicial complex, remodeling of the historic courthouse, roadway projects that we're working on. That is almost at $78 million. At the beginning of for this fiscal year, we started the year off with 349 full-time employees with a personnel budget of just under $29 million. And we receive about $18 million a year in external funding, external grant funding. This will be funding from federal agencies or state agencies as well. A thing to note that's going to be a little bit different this fiscal year than past fiscal years is going to be the cash drawdowns that the county will see throughout this year. We started the year off with more than $67 million of available cash. A large portion of that was a result of sound fiscal planning and savings so that the county could pay cash for the new judicial complex. The cost of the new judicial complex is right at $31 million. So we're paying for that without taking on any additional debt for the county. So as people look at, or as you look at our monthly financial reports, you'll see that we're having an increase in our cash drawdowns month to month. That's not because we budgeted our expenditures more than our revenue. It's because that we're using savings that we had set aside from years and years of savings to pay cash for the construction of the new judicial complex, which should be completed in about a year from now. I want to thank a few people. Lynn Edwards, she spent a lot of time working on this, on the formatting and making the document user-friendly, as well as Sandy Brito, and our finance director, Chip Lowe. This really has his fingerprints on it, and it's a document that he did a great job on. And all the county staff worked very hard to have this document, and it's available on our website. Following the approval of our submittal to the GFOA for our budget, the county discussed the county commission approved the 2018 legislative priorities for the county. These items have been discussed at previous county commission meetings. These legislative priorities include the priorities that the New Mexico Association of Counties had established. The county had endorsed those priorities from the New Mexico Association of Counties. We're a member of that organization. As well as seeking capital outlay funding for improvements to the courthouse remodel, the historic courthouse remodel. That's one. The next one would be improvements to the Lee County Event Center, and that's an item that was discussed in this meeting. So it would include the historic courthouse remodel, improvements to the Lee County Event Center, and then funding to pursue Phase 1 expansion of the terminal at the Lee County Regional Airport. And that's another item that was discussed in today's County Commission meeting. Priorities also included seeking funding that the state reserve funding for improvements to roads, improvements in roads in counties that are oil and gas producing counties. Oil and gas producing counties such as Lee County, we have a tremendous amount of traffic, and many of our county roads receive more traffic or have more, our average daily traffic count is higher than most state highways. So we will be requesting additional funding from the state to ensure that we have a safe and reliable transportation network in the county. Eric Franke discussed improvements for the Monument Community Center. This is a facility that the county owns and operates, and it is in need of some improvements. The county had approved an amount not to exceed of $313,000 for improvements at this Monument Community Center. We have $500,000 budgeted this fiscal year to make improvements to those community centers. Some of the improvements at the Monument Community Center will include parking lot expansion, new restrooms, improvements to the kitchen, making sure everything is ADA compliant, and some additional recreational amenities outside as well. Eric Franke continued on with a resolution seeking approval to replace the chiller we have at the historic Lee County Courthouse. The one that we currently have now, it's about 27 years old, and it is in need of replacement. You need quite a bit of lead time from the time that you decide to replace it to how much time it will take for it to be manufactured, delivered, and installed. That's about a $300,000 project for a new chiller at the historic Lee County Courthouse, and that will fit into the improvements that we have planned for the historic courthouse. Following that, the Commission approved a professional services agreement through CES between Lee County and NPSR. NPSR is a design firm. It's an architectural services firm. They will be working on design services for replacing the windows and doors at the Lee County Event Center. Those are the original windows and doors at that facility, and they are in need of replacement. We have more than 100 doors, 200 windows, and that's going to be a very large project, and we need to get that going. Part of it's a state mandate that the county each quarter pays our contribution to the state's Safety Net Care Pool Fund. This is not an option that the counties have. This is a mandate. This quarter, the county's payment to the state is $733,000 that was paid. Commission approved and then the action items ended with the Commission reviewing and approving the county's inventory list and the fixed assets that the county has. Assistant County Manager Corey Needham started the discussion items with a discussion of the Phase 1 expansion of the terminal at the Lee County Regional Airport. The County Commission was receptive to what Corey had presented in terms of a proposed expansion that would bring the square footage of the terminal from about 4,500 square feet to about 12,800 square feet. So we would be adding, this expansion of phase 1 would add about 8,000 square feet to the facility. This is consistent with the master plan that we have for the Lee County Regional Airport. The commission again was very receptive to what Corey had presented. It's a great concept and it's a great design. So more information, we'll be working on that we'll be working on that a lot in 2018. Kelly Ford, she's our director of our DWI and probation department. She presented with the commission a variety of different services that her department provides to Lee County residents. One of them is called Tipsy Taxi. This is a designated driver service that Lee County offers during the holiday season from about Thanksgiving to New Year's. It runs Friday and Saturday nights from 6 p.m. until 2 a.m. And the phone number to call is 575-391-2982. And you can learn more information about this on our website at leecounty.net. But Kelly talked about the different employees that provide this service in the county vehicles, the training that they go through, and what type of ridership we've had through Tipsy Taxi. And we encourage everyone to drive safe during the holiday season. If you drink, you drive, you lose. Use the free service that is available. It's Tipsy Taxi, 575-391-2982. Eric Franke then came back to the podium and led a discussion item about improvements to the Knowles Community Center. This is another community center that the county owns and operates, and he presented again that we need to make some improvements to this community center. These improvements would include remodeling of the kitchen, redoing the restroom facilities, and some cosmetic work in the main room of that facility. That work is scheduled to begin the first week in February 2018, and will take about 6 to 8 weeks to be completed. With county staff, we'll be doing a lot of that work. We'll contract out some of the electrical work and plumbing, but the county staff will be doing a lot of that work. The county also heard from our finance director on our financial report and accounts payable. If we have some great job openings right now at the county. You could check out those employment opportunities, and you can learn about any upcoming meetings. Our next county commission meeting will be January 11th, 2018. So you can visit our website at leecounty.net. If you have any questions or concerns, please call me, 575-605-6567, or you can email me at leecounty@leecounty.net. I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Please be safe out there, and take care.